What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Call of Duty is being taken over by AI, and unfortunately, I don't think it's for the betterment of the franchise. I think what we're going to see as a result is a decline in quality and a decline in care. Let's look at this photo here, which is causing quite the discussion throughout the Call of Duty community. This is the brand new Necroclaws loading screen. On the surface, doesn't look that bad. Feels like this community is blowing it out of proportion because even though this zombie is trying to give you a high 6, it shouldn't really matter. It's a loading screen after all. Why do we care that it was AI generated? Well, it's because it's very clear that they generated this using artificial intelligence and didn't check anything out to make sure it was good enough to launch. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But this isn't the first time we've seen AI in Call of Duty, and if it was, maybe I'd be willing to give it a pass. But this is just another example of AI being utilized in Call of Duty. It started first and foremost with bundles being AI generated. Yeah, that's right. Some of those bundles that you're spending $20, $30 on weren't created by humans. They were generated by a computer. And I'm not saying that it's a decline in quality per se, but it might happen over time. And it really takes the human element out of the game. The game feels less authentic because of it. But that's not where AI and Call of Duty stops. No, it gets worse. Think of one of the worst aspects of Call of Duty right now, the anti-cheat. Where is Activision's reliance when it comes to anti-cheat? It's not on developers. It's not on real people. It's on AI systems. And those AI systems continue to fail. But Call of Duty continues to rely on them. Look at every single Ricochet update we've received for the last 2 years. It always talks about changing the AI parameters, utilizing and leveraging AI to get a better response. But it doesn't work. More cracks seem to happen as a result. So, while yes, you are trying to lean on AI, and I'm not against trying to incorporate new technologies, but these technologies should be used to heighten the overall quality of the game, not decrease it. And I get why Activision wants to utilize more and more AI. They can decrease their manpower so they don't need 4,000 developers for a game, and they can churn out more and more content. It's a win-win for them, but unfortunately, as a member of this community, it's sort of a lose-lose situation for us right now. Because this is the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse from here. And this is why we need to call it out and why we need to talk about it now. Because if we let this type of quality slip now, imagine what's going to happen down the road. It's not just going to be loading screens. It's going to be entire campaign missions. It's going to be entire zombies experiences. It's going to be multiplayer maps and modes. Everything will just be heavily leaned on by AI. And no one's going to care. The overall quality of the game will diminish and dwindle, and all of us will be left here wondering what went wrong when the writing was on the wall now. You can utilize these AI tools, but there needs to be checks and balances to ensure that the overall quality is not dwindling as a result. And this simple image isn't that big of a deal in a vacuum as a one-time image. But it compounds with everything else we've seen with their AI integration so far, and I'm not impressed. I'm actually pretty disappointed. Somebody should have been able to point out that a zombie reaching to grab you with 6 fingers isn't okay. And I get it. It's science fiction at the end of the day. Zombies aren't real, at least not yet, maybe one day. But still, there needs to be that sense of realism, that sense of authenticity, that maybe a human touched what they are playing to have players resonate with your experience. And as you push more and more AI systems, that feeling of authenticity is going to dwindle and is going to diminish, and players are going to notice that. Heck, they're already noticing it. There's a reason why the anti-cheat system is so bad, is because it's not humans that are making sure that people aren't cheating. It's computers, and computers are trickable. As good as they are fallible, and we can't just believe that the algorithms that Call of Duty has conjured up are good enough to protect us against cheaters. The same way we can't imagine that every single future algorithm for creating maps or for creating characters or whatever it might be are going to be up to the quality and the standard that this Call of Duty community deserves. And that's what this video is about. It's not about trying to rant over a loading screen image that was AI generated. It's ranting over the prospect of what's going to happen in the future if they continue to go down this path. Less checks and balances, less quality control, less overall human care because they can be lazy now. They're given a free pass to be lazy. And relying more and more on AI tools is only going to incentivize that laziness more and more. I mean, we can see it whenever you boot up Black Ops 6. You can see it in the UI. You can see it when you're playing the game. Like yesterday, I was playing a game on Nuketown, and I called in an attack chopper. And for the entire game, after it was destroyed, on my HUD, it just said destroyed next to my attack helicopter for the rest of the game. It's not the end of the world. These aren't major issues. But when the lack of quality is noticeable, game in and game out, it starts to compound and it decreases the overall enjoyment of the experience. And that's the real problem here, is a lot of this stems from one small problem compounding into two small problems, which compound into 4 and 8 and 16 and 32 and 64 and 128 and so on and so forth. It doesn't take long for the cracks to really start to show. And this is the problem by integrating so much AI into your systems. It becomes recognizable far too quick. Like even that first bundle that they released that was AI generated, I bet none of us noticed. If it wasn't for articles that came out saying that that first bundle was AI generated, I doubt any of us would have known because the quality was there. But over time, we're going to be able to notice which ones are human created and which ones are AI generated. The same way we can tell with this loading screen. The integration of AI should be seamless with the experience that we've had before. If anything, it should be enhanced because it's allowing people to create better projects because it's going to be able to take away some tedious activities from the developers. That's how this technology should be utilized. It should be utilized to make our lives simpler, not to degrade the quality and decrease your workforce. But that's the problem that Activision and some other big companies have. And I don't want to go into an economics lesson by any means, but I see a lot of major faults by integrating so much AI, and I think we're seeing one of them on full display here. So I'm going to end the video there. I'm very curious to know your thoughts when it comes to the AI situation in Call of Duty. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think that we're making a mountain out of a molehill when it comes to this Necroclaws loading screen? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.